So if you're new to the channel, you might be asking, why are you up on a ladder when your car is on a lift? You could just lower it. Well, the answer is because I'm going to be working in the trunk and I need to be lifting up that suspension piece to try to get that bolt put back in underneath there. So I truly hope you enjoy the video. Let me show you a little bit about what we do here. I took this out and put that in so we could do this. So I think it's pretty easy to remove this back panel. All I gotta do is take the two screws out that are holding in the GPS DVD holder or player, and then these 4 bolts down here that hold the cover for the stereo amplifier. Once those are out, then we just pop these little tree plug things and pull this whole panel back off. So then we should be able to get access to where that nut is, hopefully, and get that suspension bolted all the way in. Okay, so now all 4 of those screws are out and that cover's gone. The cover from the DVD, the nav DVD is gone. Now this panel you just pull out, so you can grab it from like a corner here, and then it should just pull on out of there. And now I'll just have to finagle it to get it out of the trunk. A little easier to finagle if I have 2 hands. Okay, so pretty easy. I'm pretty happy right now about what I found, but if you see, this is the driver's side of the car, and this is the suspension bolt that comes up through, and here's the piece that I need to bolt onto, just stuck there. And then if you go over to the other side, on the passenger side, just move this cable out of the way just a bit. There is the passenger side one. So clearly this needs to be down there to accept that bolt coming up. So I'll probably bolt it up and then maybe throw some JB weld on it down in that area down there, so that when and if this ever has to happen again, which hopefully is really never, it will stay where it's supposed to be. Well, as always, there's always a little complication. No big deal. But one thing I did not contemplate was that to put this bolt back in here, I've got to get it up through the suspension piece here. And as you can see, I can't get it through the suspension, the hole there, with the anti-sway bar installed. So it's not that big a deal. I can remove this thing, but dang it. All right, so let's get that out of the way. All right, so it was a little bit tricky here because I'm all by myself, as usual, and to hold this and turn this at the same time was a little difficult. So I put the bolt all the way up and through, and then I just set this on top of it. And because it really can't go anywhere, just using a hand ratchet, I ratcheted this up and it seems to have gone in now. So super cool. We got this installed. Now I'm just gonna tighten it down and torque it to the proper torque. And one more thing checked off the box. Okay, we got that rear bolt installed and it's torqued to 175 Newton meters. Boom, now let's do the next thing. And the next thing is to get this transmission neutral override cable corrected. So I don't know if you remember, but when we went to start the car, it was stuck in neutral. And I just figured, well, I messed with the transmission fluid, it's all drained out. Maybe it's just stuck in neutral and I can't shift it, but that's not it. I remember now when I was installing the cable back as the neutral override, which is the switch or the lever behind the driver's seat. You can pull the lever and then it'll put the car in neutral so you can like move it out of the way if it's dead. Well, it was already taught when I put it on, and I thought that was a little weird when I put it on, but I didn't really think much about it, and I was excited to get the thing put back together, so I just put it on. Well, for some reason it's taught, and I don't know why. I'm thinking, I have a good idea why. When I went to pull the chassis down, or pull the body off of the bottom chassis, I didn't realize that was connected, and so I was pulling on it. So I think what I did is I pulled it, I stretched it a little bit. I don't know if I stretched it bad, but I mean, I just pulled it. And I'm guessing when I then finally realized it and unbolted it and let it go, I think it didn't go back. It didn't go back into the car. So I'm going to pull the driver's seat forward, find that lever, and see if it's, you know, pulled up or if it's loose or something like that. Figure that out. From this side, it looks fine, but it's just like I said, that cable's pulled that neutral override to the neutral position, which is okay, to be honest, because right now I need to do the transmission work and I need to put it into that override position and get it to stay there. So Steve at Aston 1936, he used the zip ties to hold it there. I don't have to right now, but I still want to get it fixed and get it right before I put it away. So let's do that right now, see what happens. Okay, so as you can see right here, I took this exhaust pipe out next to the transmission, which pretty much gonna make doing the fill on the transmission a lot easier anyway, since that's the fill tube and that's where it goes. So it's just gonna be easier anyway, so I was gonna do it anyway. So this is the neutral override that I need to get to, and you can see that that's already in the vertical position. It doesn't go any more that way because this cable is super tight already. So I think though what happened, and I'll show you over here. All right, yeah, there you go. Okay, see that? Okay, so see that silver cable tube up there? I believe, well, I don't believe, I'm pretty sure that is stretched out, and I think that that little sort of nut thing on there, washer thing, is supposed to be on the bulkhead going into the cab of the car. And so I believe that when I raised the body of the car off of the sub chassis and I didn't have that disconnected, I think I stretched it out. I'm sure I do not want to buy another one of those. I'm going to go price it out at the Scuderia to see what it costs. I'm guessing it's going to be pretty expensive. But I'll check it out and see if I can. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this side of the exhaust pipe. I can get my hand in there. It's very loose going over the transmission. So once I disconnect the little bracket that holds it over there, it should be pretty loose, and I'll have a pretty good access from here. And then I've got the pole switch, the neutral override switch, exposed in the cab of the car. I should be able to disconnect it from there pretty easy. So if I can get that pulled out of there, and maybe I can just scrunch up that slinky-like cable guide, then maybe I can get it to working again, and then I won't have to go buy one. That's kind of my hope. I think this should be able to be done. It's not that big a deal, and the reality is I hope I never have to pull the cable anyway. So of course, if I do have to pull it and I can't, I'm going to be pretty pissed off. So I'm going to make sure it works right. Well, I priced out that part from Scuderia for that cable. It was actually only 73 bucks with the little discount they provided, which is kind of nice. However, it's like $80 to ship it here and the taxes and all that kind of stuff. So it comes out to about 160 bucks, which isn't the end of the world. But again, another mistake cost me 160 bucks possibly. I am going to try to see if I can't fix that cable still, since even if I replace it with a new one, I'm still going to have to get that out of there. So if I have to get it out, I might as well see if I can fix it once it's out. And then if I can, awesome, saves me 160 bucks. If not, I'll get them to ship that out to me right away. All right, next week is Thanksgiving, so everybody that's in America anyway, have a happy Thanksgiving. If you're not in America, have a great Thursday. And I really appreciate you watching. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. It does the channel a lot of good. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.